Audio Jungle.
Hello everyone, buying process in Manhattan. Yes, I brought you Canada, Dubai. Now we are getting into USA. I think it was a great addition, especially what's going currently in terms of Mr. Trump and the tariffs. This is a wonderful video. You need to watch from beginning to end. So welcome to Awais Surahyo show. My name is Awais. Thank you so much for joining us because this is the show where we bring a lot of interesting topics in real estate. Why? Because I just want to get you all the wonderful information, hot topics, and what's exactly happening in real estate. So you are at the right spot if you need more information about buying in USA. And currently we are looking at Manhattan, especially in New York, right? So before I move further, definitely I want to grab your attention. We have Ellen Silverman. She's a senior realtor in Manhattan. She's doing real estate. Actually, the surprising thing I didn't tell Ellen as well, we both started in real estate in the same year, almost 10 years ago in 2016. So it is the same year I started in real estate. She has taken up the notch in 10 years by, getting certified herself, certified buyer representation, master certified in negotiation certifications. And the interesting thing, by living in the same location for a long time, she has been renter, she has been buyer, she has been seller. So it is very interesting that I'm bringing Ellen for you guys because she brings a lot of experience. Not only just 10 years of real estate, but even before getting into real estate, living in Manhattan, she has seen it all. So without further ado, welcome Ellen. Thank you so much for joining on our podcast. Please take a couple of minutes, introduce yourself. I usually like to do it because I just want from your side, share who is Ellen and what do you do and why do you do it?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure. My name is Ellen Silverman. I'm a residential real estate agent here in New York City in Manhattan.
Yep.
I work for Compass. I've been with Compass for 5 years. I really love Compass. It's a very tech-driven real estate company.
Nice.
I specialize in residential sales as well as rentals. I transact in co-ops as well as condominiums. And my neighborhoods are more Upper West Side and Midtown West and a little of Long Island City, but I do transact everywhere in Manhattan.
Okay.
We are a city of hundreds of neighborhoods.
Yeah, nice to know. I've been there so many times and I've never finished Manhattan. Usually you go to the famous locations, but I'm sure as you are saying, there's so many areas to look at and having an expert like you by side is always a pleasure, right? So today, again, guys, just to remind you, we are getting into a buying process in Manhattan. So let's say I'll always like to do it as a natural process or real life example. So for example, let's say I move today to Manhattan. What will I do? So number one thing I'll do, and Ellen can help me with, is search a property. So help me, Ellen, understand how do I search a property in Manhattan?
Sure. Well, if you want to buy something in Manhattan when you get here, you really should start the process about 4 to 6 months prior to you coming to New York City, because it takes roughly 3 to 6 or 4 to 6 months to close on an apartment. And I know that sounds like a long time, probably for a lot of people outside of the United States or outside of New York. But there's a lot of checks and balances and players involved in closing a deal. If you're starting your search process, I definitely would look on StreetEasy. StreetEasy is the MLS of New York City.
Yeah.
And I would also look on Compass because we have a lot of the same listings as StreetEasy, but we also have a lot of private exclusives, which are listings that are not advertised on StreetEasy for whatever reason. But they're advertised on Compass only to Compass agents and to the marketplace. So I would check both websites and, figure out, ask yourself, what is my budget?
Yeah.
Where do I really want to live? What size apartment am I looking for? What kind of amenities do I want? Do I want a doorman? Do I want an elevator? Do I need a pet-friendly building? Do I want a washer and dryer in my apartment?
Yeah.
Think about all those different things. And then think about how you're going to buy the apartment. Are you financing or are you paying all cash? So those are the main questions to ask yourself.
Definitely, definitely. No, thank you so much. And as you said, it takes some time. Doesn't matter where you move, it takes some time, to get into this process. So, of course, professionals like you are available, whether it's lease, buy, sell, and they can do short term in the beginning, maybe 6 months or 1 year, and then they can buy, right? Because I always feel like it's good to connect with professionals, understand the market, live a little, get to know the neighborhood, get to know the city, and then jump into buying and selling process. So,
Absolutely.
of course, that brings me to our next question, working with a realtor. So if I am, let's say I want to get a realtor, how do I do that?
Yeah, well, I mean, there's about 14,000 of us all over Manhattan. Well, all over New York City, we're five boroughs. Um, so basically, I would go and look at all the major firms in New York, Corcoran, Elliman, of course, Compass, and of course, I would recommend Compass as the number one firm you should look at. And depending on the neighborhood you are interested in, there are agents that specialize in specific neighborhoods or specific condominiums or co-ops.
Yep.
So that could be one way of searching for an agent. Another is just to do an online search, see who comes up on Google, see who has good recommendations, do some research. You might want to interview 3 or 4 agents and decide from your interactions who you best get along with.
Definitely. No, thank you so much. That's a good start. I think if anybody's looking for a realtor, they have to do their own due diligence, homework, and then, of course, work with the best they found in terms of that whole process.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's a relationship, like any
of course,
relationship. You have to feel comfortable with the broker.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And it's good that there's a process, right? I mean, if you don't start, you don't meet people, how will you learn about, which broker is good, bad, ugly? But I think a lot of people are professionals. They are in the market because they want to work hard, smart, and then, provide support to these clients. So definitely, it's a good information Ellen is giving you. So next, as I look at my notes is, let's say now I'm ready. I need to buy this condo. What are the next steps in terms of putting an offer?
Yeah, well, we would look at you and your agent would look at the market comps in the neighborhood for similar properties of the apartment you're interested in, and come up with an offer price based on the market and based on what's going on in the building.
Yep.
And you would put in an offer with any contingencies, such as the need for financing to be approved, what kind of closing date you're looking for. Are there things in the apartment that you want to buy or things that you want the apartment to come with? Are there things in the apartment you want fixed before you buy it? So you and the agent would come up with an offering price. The agent would submit a deal sheet with all the different contingencies of that offer.
Right.
And we submit it to the seller's agent and they submit it to their seller. And, hopefully the offer is accepted. If it isn't, you go back and forth and negotiate until an offering price and until an accepted offer is determined.
No, thank you so much. That's a thorough information, guys, right here from Ellen. One thing I mention always, if you have a realtor by your side, you don't have to worry about this whole process. They guide you step by step from initially how to put an offer, what price, which property. They can at least guide you which property might be better, neighborhood, etc. And then they can take you from A to Z. So you honestly do not have to worry about. But I just want to make sure you guys watching understand how the process works. Of course, the process is generally similar, Canada, US, or Dubai, but everywhere there are some dissimilarities, and that's what I want you to pinpoint, guys. So after offer, of course, we went into the general process, search, working with a realtor, and then putting an offer. However, before all this, and I think between search and working with a realtor, the most important part is financing. How does financing work out in USA and, of course, in Manhattan?
Yeah, well, if you are financing, sometimes the building has specific list of lenders that you can use, and those lenders are familiar with the building and all the nuances. So I would definitely recommend a lender associated with the building. That happens a lot in new development. If not, I have a specific list of lenders that I work with that I think are terrific, that offer a variety of financial products that may work with someone's budget. I know interest rates have come down a little bit, and there are various ways of financing the purchase of a home with a mortgage. So I would give a client my list, and they can call each specific mortgage lender and see which one makes the most sense financially.
Of course. No, that's amazing. Once again, guys, as Ellen said, she can give you referrals. Like any realtor, I think if they are established, they should have a team behind them. Of course, they are their partners, but because, trust me, it's not an easy process to have partners. We go through a lot of mortgage brokers, home inspectors, and finally, we learn they are great professionals. We know, we have seen their work, and then we finalize these partners. So if Ellen has certain mortgage brokers or mortgage specialists at certain institutions, this process hasn't started a day ago. Ellen has been working with them. So I always recommend ask your realtor if they have mortgage broker and they can work with them. And the process is very smooth because let's say if I work with a mortgage broker and my client works with them, we all know each other. We can, get the process more smoother than if I work with a new professional, right?
Correct.
So thank you so much. But you mentioned something in the earlier stage. I just want to clarify. So if it's a pre-construction project, then yes, they recommend certain mortgage specialists.
Yes.
However, if it's a secondary property in the market, then we have to go through realtor or your referrals. Just to clarify, am I right?
Yes. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes a building, if it's a resale, sometimes that building has specific lenders from the past. So I could also get that list. So it really varies, but most new developments have their own lenders in place.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, same thing in Canada or Dubai. I've seen if it's a pre-construction, it's different. However, secondary in Canada, we don't have any lenders with the secondary condos. It's generally people usually use their own because now the building is sold, right? But it's interesting to know in Manhattan, certain condo buildings will have lenders that they can look into because they have previous experience with them, which is amazing. At least people can get that benefit of doubt, right?
Yes. I mean, there are specific lenders for specific types of buildings. There are land lease buildings, there are co-ops, there are condos. There could be a mixed use building. So not every lender is going to work with every type of building.
Definitely. So lastly, can you shed some light in terms of properties? So maybe certain areas that are quite famous where people are looking, or what should I say? What kind of properties are currently people are looking into? Because I know market is generally same in US and Canada. So here, based on the rates and tariffs, still townhomes and semi-detached are quite a hit. I mean, people are looking into these properties. Condos and detached have lost a lot of value. They are slow in terms of moving, but semi and townhomes still are selling. What about in Manhattan? So in terms of certain areas and what kind of properties are selling right now?
Yeah, well, I would say overall that prices have come down
Yeah,
and inventory has come up a little bit.
of course.
I think it is definitely a buyer's market,
Right.
um, especially in the condominium space. We're seeing more and more developers offer concessions and
Yep.
are offering price discounts.
Yep.
Days on market has increased, and the average discount has come down a little bit, especially in April.
Yeah.
So buyers have the upper hand right now. I would say that if I were a buyer, I would definitely look into condos. I would look into Midtown Manhattan. I think that's a great area to buy in. It's
Yep.
super convenient to everything. You don't need a lot of public transportation. You can walk to most major restaurants or
Of course.
uh, stores or commercial spaces, office work. There are a lot of good deals in Midtown West as well as Midtown East.
Right.
Um, and I would probably stay away from downtown because that's always very expensive.
Yeah.
And I would stay away from Brooklyn because Brooklyn is a whole nother world and it is still doing extremely well and extremely high priced. I think another area where there are good deals is probably Upper Manhattan, not Upper West Side, but beyond Upper Manhattan.
Yep.
There's a lot of interesting, a lot of large apartments that are definitely discounted. But not everybody wants to live uptown because it's far. So I get
I
it.
know. Where is Central Park?
Central Park starts at 59th Street in Midtown,
Yeah.
and it goes all the way up to 110th Street.
Okay.
From Central Park West, which is on the west side, to Fifth Avenue, which is on the east side.
Okay. Okay. But it's what I'm trying to understand is it's uptown and midtown. It's in the middle of it, right?
Yeah, it starts at the north end of Midtown, which is 59th Street.
Yeah.
So it's really uptown and upper Manhattan. I would say starting at 60th Street to about 96th Street is uptown,
Okay.
upper west and upper east.
Okay.
And then beyond 96th Street, east or west, is more upper west side and Carnegie Hill and Harlem.
Okay. And then the Times Square is in the midtown area.
Oh, Times Square is Midtown West. That's right in the center of the city. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm just trying to mention these names. A lot of people have heard of Central Park, Times Square, and downtown is more Statue of Liberty, guys. So I'm just Freedom Tower. So I'm just putting these names out there. Some people might recognize what she's mentioning, Ellen is mentioning. So you get an idea with these locations, where is uptown, midtown. Of course, as we said earlier, once you come live in Manhattan, it'll be easy for you to understand where I should be moving depending on work, depending on schools, etc., etc. And then one final question, just help me understand, because I also am a traveler. I came there. I used to live in New Jersey. That's where I did my university. So I've traveled to New York a lot. But anybody living with family, I don't think have to worry about schools, parks, shopping. Everything is available in Manhattan. Am I right?
Absolutely. 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Wonderful. So guys, that is another question. Some people might think, hey, I'm just going to Manhattan because it's, Manhattan, right?
Manhattan.
But yes, families live there and they have
yeah.
all the amenities, resources available that you're looking for. So that is it, guys. I didn't want to I don't want to make this video very long. Just give you the correct and give you general tips and bits of buying process. So again, considerations. Number one, if you move to new city, take some time, look at properties and make the right decision. Of course, work with realtors. Ellen is one. There might be other realtors in town that can help you throughout the process in terms of offer, financing, of course, what areas to choose, what is currently happening in the market. So that all gives you and sum up in terms of your search and help you, right? Again, it was a great learning for me. I didn't know that MLS is called, you said Easy.
Street Easy.
Street Easy.
Street Easy and Compass.
And
Those two.
Compass, of course, they have their website or app. Do they have app? Compass has app or just website?
Yes, Compass absolutely has an app on your phone, on your iPad, on your computer. And the advantage of Compass is that we have private exclusives. We have the largest number of private exclusives of any
That's amazing.
broker in the city.
Wonderful. So just to
Between
clarify,
the
guys,
two.
exclusives are when client give some sort of right to realtors to list it, and it is exclusive to Compass. So you may not find that property in some other brokerage. So that's what
Correct.
Ellen is mentioning, that that is another benefit of you going to Compass and looking on their app in terms of property search. So I hope this episode was beneficial. You got a lot of learning from Ellen and buying process in New York. If yes, please kindly share with others. Thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy, and get ready to invest in Manhattan, New York. Thank you for watching Awais Surahyo show. Please don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and bell icon. We'll see you again. Thank you so much, Ellen, for joining. Highly appreciated your time, and you have a wonderful day as well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Of course.